Joined now by Tina Griffin, the counterculture mom. Tina, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me on. How you doing?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm hanging in there, staying up all hours of the night, trying to save America like you.
There you go. And we have a couple interesting stories here today about children's programming first. Sesame Street, to the surprise of nobody, absolutely nobody, Sesame has gone full woke. I remember being a very little boy in the early 1970s watching Sesame Street, and I was aware even then that what you were getting was a political worldview. I mean, it was not every scene, not every skit that they did, but you could tell where they came down politically. And today we have Sesame Street teaches racial literacy. Take a look at this video and then we'll get your comments.
Hi, Rosita. What are you doing?
Oh, hello, Dr. Biden. Oh, well, I was just thinking of all the things that make me proud to be me. I am an upstander. That means that I use kind words and actions to stand up for myself and my friends.
Wow, you know what? I'm proud to be an upstander too. It's important to treat everyone we meet with kindness and fairness and respect. If we see someone being treated unfairly, we should stand up for them.
Yeah, that's very important.
The first thing I could say out of 50 is she says, love everybody, kindness, freedom of speech would fall underneath there. Do you know that her husband, Joe Biden, who's so-called president in the White House right now, just announced 48 hours ago that there's 12 people that are out on social media in our globe today that is giving untruthful information, and they're murderers because millions of people are being led astray because they're warning people about the vaccine. Not to get off on a tangent here, but it drives me crazy how she says equality, respect for others when they are labeling dear friends of mine and yours, Dr. Duke, as liars in the globe. They're now getting death threats. 6 of my friends are getting death threats from those 12. All to say they are saying one thing out of one side of their mouth, equality and justice, in a conniving, deceptive Sesame Street character for our 5-year-old children, and then 2 seconds later doing the complete opposite, ripping on people that are actually giving factual information that could save lives.
Well, even more than that, the standing up for everybody with kindness, you're not standing up for women. You're selling women up to transgender athletes, to transgender supermodels on the cover of Sports Illustrated now, to the beauty queen, the female beauty queen of Nevada is now an actual man posing as a woman. What do you mean standing up for people? Standing up for people who have the right worldview and ideology.
That is exactly it. And the thing is, when they are so against racism, they are the ones causing it. They're causing division in America. They're causing the brick throwing to happen, the buildings to be burned down, because they're telling young kids, if you are a certain colored skin, if you are a certain sex, they are causing kids to literally become victims. Victim mentality with this garbage coming into our school education systems. In fact, I had 3 amazing people on that's going to be airing this weekend on the Counterculture Mom Show talking about critical race theory, the Common Core curriculum with sex ed, all infiltrating with the same garbage with the division caused by these racial terms and curriculum being taught to kindergartners in our school today. This causes racism.
Yeah, they are the cause of racism. And to masquerade, to use children's programming and Muppets to masquerade this as some kind of broad-minded, and even the fact that it starts out by saying, I'm just sitting around the Muppet, I'm sitting around thinking about all the ways that I'm proud of me, right? I mean, it's also, on top of everything else, narcissistic. And that's why Jill Narcissist Biden is the perfect one to be sitting with this Muppet.
Yeah, it's a actual, if I can just, well, it's freedom of speech. It's a disgrace on who we have representing the United States of America today. And too many people are afraid to speak up. Speak up while you can to get the truth out there. Don't be deceived and don't be a bench warmer, because there is more Americans than not that love America, proud to be here, and don't want communism and all the junk that the Bidens are bringing in to have and infiltrate and indoctrinate our own children. It's time for us to claim our rights as parents for what we want our kids to learn. This is absolute garbage. 2 thumbs down from Counterculture Mom. I love Sesame Street when I was a child. Yes, there was some trash every now and then, but do not let your kids right now watch Sesame Street. And if they catch an episode, stop it. Talk to your kids about the lies that was in that. So then when they become people, patriot American fighting kids, once they're out of, their home at 18 years old, they can decipher lies from truth when it comes to entertainment, mainstream media, and everything else.
Meanwhile, we have, speaking of unreality and narcissism, a new emoji, the pregnant man emoji. So the talk about combining two things that make no sense. Take a look at our candidates for the pregnant emoji guy. And look, he comes in white, he comes in, I assume that's Asian, he comes in African American, and there he is. There's your pregnant man emoji. And in case you don't like the word man because you're a feminist, a lesbian, queer, theorist, activist, you can actually have pregnant person, neither male nor female.
How messed up can you get? Dr. Duke, I tell you what, this quote from Emily Zanotti, the Daily Wire's editorial director, says it perfect. Quote, I'm really over this pregnant man BS, but she used the full word in her quote. Mm-hmm. So many people are so frustrated with what's going on, and yet we know in the end times, good will be looked upon as evil, evil good. This couldn't be more of an upside down culture. So the easiest way is to, if you see this trash, believe the exact opposite and you're headed down the right path. There's a lot of people are sick of the radical left with them trying to corrupt our kids. It all comes down to trashing any kind of science behind this. And it's pretty interesting. I want to give you this quick little science for those of you tuning in that are still not convinced that men cannot become pregnant. Isn't it insane that this has always been common sense in Science 101 class, that only a biological woman can become pregnant and give birth to a child, is now considered hate speech by certain groups in our society. It also rips apart me as a person. When I had my kids and did the whole childbirth process, don't take away the hard job I had to give it to a man that's not even possible to do that. Man has his standards and rules and what God gave him to work on, and women have ours. And it just takes away from the special side of how God created women to be and men to be when they do this junk right here.
How do people find out more about your site and your work, Tina?
Well, actually, I just want to say a top spot is how we combine forces through Freedom Project Media app. You can find all of our past episodes. There's at least a couple of dozen in there you and I have done. That's an excellent app. Love Freedom Project Media app. The other app that we have specifically on our side is the Counterculture Mom app. We pump out every single day a ton of alerts. It's a quick, easy read. You click on it if it pertains to your family. If your kids are on TikTok, click on that alert. If it's a Snapchat thing, click on Snapchat. Netflix series your kids watch, click on that updated alert. You quickly read what's going on behind the scenes in 2 minutes. And then we have a solution, a parent chat buzz feature where you can talk to other parents in there, all through our Counterculture Mom app. Download it, click on premium, and get all the goods.